Call the meeting to order. This July 26th Board of Commissioners regular meeting. Thank you all for coming. And we'll start with the invocation from Dr. Marion Taylor for the South Frankfort Presbyterian Church. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. It's wonderful to be back. Could we all stand for the invocation, please? Join me in the spirit of prayer. Gracious God, quiet our minds so that we can hear your voice. We give to you any personal concerns so that we can now concentrate on serving the good of this community. Fill our hearts with gratitude for the blessings we enjoy so that we can remember to share those blessings with other people in need. And make us servant leaders in your image. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Next, Pledge of Allegiance. How about it? Commissioner Thompson, would you like to start?
Yeah. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm sorry. She was trying to say something.
And next we have a presentation. Kathy Lindsay from the Frankfort Plant Board is here to talk about the emergency broadband benefit. Oh, sorry, hold on 1 second. We need to do roll call first.
Let's do that.
I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Commissioner Waldridge,
Present.
Commissioner Thompson,
present.
Commissioner May,
Present.
Commissioner Unger, present, Mayor Wilkerson.
Present, and we do have a quorum. Okay, now,
Are we good?
Kathy Lindsay from the Frankfort Plant Board.
Thank you guys for having me here tonight because I just wanted to share some good information with all of you and all of the viewers. But I'm going to be really quick because I see there's a lot of people here and they have really exciting things to do tonight. FUB has been accepted as a provider of the emergency broadband benefit, which is a federal benefit that is actually giving people $50 off their internet every month. And that's really what it comes down to. If you want $50 off your internet, you need to go to fpb.cc/EBB to see if you qualify. There are some qualifying measures, but I will tell you that even if you think you may not qualify, that one big thing is that a lot of people in Frankfort will qualify because if you have a child in the school system, any school that has a free and reduced lunch program, you're going to qualify because that's one of the requirements. And even if you don't meet any of the other ones, if you have a child in the school system, you can get $50 off your internet. So we're proud to offer it, and we had to do a lot of hoops to jump through with the federal government because you know how that goes to make sure that we could be a participant, but we're happy to do it. We've had it up for about 2 weeks and we've only had like 200 people that are applying, so that have applied, and maybe about 20 of those we've had to go back and check and do some clarifications on some things, but really all you have to do is go to fpb.cc/EBB and it gives you step-by-step instructions to tell you how you can apply, tells you if you're qualified, and basically the steps after that. And if you already have FPB internet, then it's super easy. So if you don't have internet yet and you'd like internet, you can sign up for it, and then through this program you can get it free. You can get our basic program for free until the program runs out. It's a federal program, when the money runs out and the federal government says we can't do it anymore, then we won't be doing it anymore. But while we have the opportunity, we want to give as many people the chance, that they have to have internet and to be able to get it at, $50 less than they're paying now. So we're happy to do that. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer, or at least be able to get you an answer.
Commissioner Thompson.
Kathy, is there a certain number of people that can get into the program?
We are not
We're
limited on the
Okay.
number. Yeah.
Right.
I think the federal government has a amount of funds.
Oh, they just make more.
Is that what it
No big
is?
deal.
So we're just like, we're free for all.
Right,
So,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Great.
Commissioner Waters.
I was at your meeting this past week and heard of the program, and the way that I understood it, that it's going to be a reimbursement program through you.
Right.
So Frankfort Plant Board will take that off of our bill, and once that's taken off of our bill, you will then send it to federal government where they will reimburse Frankfort Plant Board.
That's correct. It's
Okay.
a program that's set up where you don't receive $50.
Correct.
You apply through the program through us, and make sure that you're qualified. We discount you $50, and then like at the end of the month, we fill out all the federal government stuff, and then we get reimbursed
Okay.
with the number of people that we've had participating in the program.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I appreciate, I know we spoke about this when you guys are still in the midst of it, and we appreciate Frankfort Plant Board
did.
stepping up and still doing all that they can with federal government and helping save, hey, $50 is a lot on our bill.
It
And,
really
and if
is.
we can keep doing it until you say the funds run out or they can keep printing money, that's awesome. So we thank you guys for continuing to push forward also and helping get some of these grants and this money in our community. So
Well,
thank you.
thank you so much, and we appreciate, telling all your constituents, tell your friends, your family, tell them about it, and just tell them to apply and just see what happens. Because again, it's money we're getting from the federal government, and if it can help everybody, then we like that. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Skipped over citizens' comments. Did anyone sign up? We didn't have any that were sent online either, so. Okay, next up, ceremonial items. We have Chief Briscoe here. We have some retirements, promotions.
Just retirements.
Okay.
No promotions. Well, yes, promotions, but
Okay.
they're gonna do them at a later date. So I guess I'm the first one to do ceremonial items since we've gotten back. Oh, how awesome it is! I'm losing a bunch of people.
Yeah, very true.
Uh,
We're just awesome to have some kind of normalcy back.
Yeah, so tonight, as you can see, we got several retirements leaving from the fire department, and I've got 2 in attendance. And it really don't get any easier coming up here talking about them because, as we've all been here many years, I've come on with a lot of these guys, so it's a little bit difficult to say goodbye to them. But first, I'll have Sergeant Crittenden come on up, and just to give you a little overview of his great career here. He started in August of '02. He went through one of our paramedic programs, got his medic license, and has been on our technical response, where we get out and do all the good technical rescue stuff. He also got his instructor in his EMS stuff, and it's been a pretty pivotal role in making sure our EMS side of things have been running pretty efficiently. So I hate to see him leave. He's going to be missed, but he's got other plans in his life. So this is just one thing. I think we've got. When's your last day? Saturday. So I'm going back in Saturday to give them their more official stuff, as their retirement axes are still on order. I had so many of them, they kind of got delayed. But this is a certificate of appreciation for your 19 years of service. We'll miss you, bro. I'll see you in a little bit. So when we talk about the big hire years of 2001, 2002, he was part of 12 that was hired in 2002. That group was hired in August, and then we go to my class, which was hired in December, which my good friend Captain Case is a part of. And he's our second one to be recognized tonight.
Sounds like I'm laying tired.
I steered him wrong.
Only
It's
have
my
one day
fault.
left. Yeah, you know.
So like I said, Captain Case come in 2002 with myself. So we've spent our entire career together. But what is unique about Captain Case is he's a legacy in that his dad spent 23 years on the job here before he retired in 2001. Case came from the county and spent a couple years there. But since he's been here, he's rose to the rank sergeant, lieutenant when we had him, and captain. He's been technical rescue dive and been a pretty pivotal role in our water rescue sides of things. So he's also going to be truly missed. And I get to spend the next 3 days because we're flying out tomorrow to go pick up our new truck together. So, and this is the same certificate of appreciation for your 19 years of service. And just like him, I'm going to miss you. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
So and just like the rest of them, we've got some more retirement stuff coming up at the end of the week once we get back in. So got a lot of others. We think we've got 6 others that will be recognized throughout the following couple of days as we work and close out the rest of the month. But it's going to be a pretty big hole to fill. But I think our current staff, as we can see, we got some young ones in the back that's going to step up and take some leadership roles as we go forward. So thank you. That's the two that are here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have maybe police, that's it?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, Chief. Let's go.
We didn't have any on the police.
Seem like many more.
Yeah.
Thank you all. We'll move on to the consent calendar. I'll turn this over to our new city manager, Laura Hay.
Thank you, Mayor, and just want to take a moment to say thank you. I've received a very warm welcome from everyone. It's nice to see old friends and meet new friends, so I just want to say a quick thanks for that. And now to officially present the following items for the consent calendar. Approval of the following minutes. Minutes from the June 7th, 2021 special meeting, the June 14th, 2021 work session, the June 17th, 2021 special meeting, and the June 28th, 2021 regular meeting. Also on the consent calendar is an MOU with Brighton Landmark LLC, and this is an MOU between the city, Franklin County, and the LLC for cleaning out the existing detention basin on Brighton Landmark property on Brighton Park Road. Also on the consent calendar is a street resurfacing contract with Flynn Brothers. So this extends the contract for 1 more year. This is our 2021-2022 street resurfacing program. We also have the sidewalk hazard repairs concrete projects unit price contract with ADE. And we'll spend up to $250,000 with ADE for repair of the damaged sidewalks at multiple locations around Frankfort. We also have a change order with the Thoroughbred Trail. This is in the amount of $35,184. Majority of that is available in the existing contract. And what this is for is to have handrails along the trail. You can't put those in asphalt. We need them in concrete, safer, and it'll be long lasting. So to authorize that change order. And finally, the Frankfort Plan Board easement request. They would like to put a pole at our property at 2601 Bald Knob Road. Actually, and that's not finally, because the big part of the consent agenda is number 7. Well, I'll read out the various personnel actions. So personnel action, the retirement of who we just met, our employee Chuck Crittenden from the Fire and EMS Department on July 31st, 2021 as Fire Sergeant, and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the retirement of John Lowe, Fire EMS, on July 31st, 2021 as firefighter 3 and authorizing payout of accrued leave. We also have the retirement of Michael Billings, Fire EMS Department, July 31st, 2021, as fire captain and authorizing payout of accrued leave. We also have the retirement of Michael Ferguson, Fire EMS Department, on July 31st, 2021, as fire sergeant and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the retirement of Alan Jacks, Fire EMS Department, on July 31st, 2021, as fire captain and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the retirement of Brad Case, who we just met, from the Fire EMS Department, July 31st, 2021, as fire captain and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the retirement of Jason Combs from the Fire EMS Department on July 31st, 2021, as firefighter 3 and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the retirement of John Crum from the Fire EMS Department on July 31st, 2021, as fire sergeant and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the retirement of Freddie Doss from the Public Works Department on July 31st, 2021, as a Public Works Tech 3 and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the retirement of Paul Wise from the Police Department, July 31st, 2021, as Patrol Officer 3 and authorized payout of accrued leave. We have the resignation of Corey Porter from the Police Department, July 1st, 2021, as Patrol Officer 1. We have the appointment of Andrew Brewer from the Fire EMS Department on August 3rd, 2021, as Firefighter 2. We have the appointment of Eleanor Haskin Wagner, Parks and Recreation, August 3rd, 2021, as the Museum and Historic Sites Supervisor. We have the appointment of Shayla Durham, E911, July 1st, 2021, as Telecommunicator 1. The appointment of Rodney Murphy to the Sewer Department, July 20th, 2021, as Maintenance Tech 1. The appointment of Kyle Boone in the Sewer Department, July 20th, 2021, as Maintenance Tech 1. We have the transfer of Clarence Oliver to the Sewer Department on July 20th, 2021, from Transit to Sewer Tech 3. We have the promotion of Sean Flora in the Fire EMS Department on August 3rd, 2021, from Sergeant to Captain. We have the promotion of John Penfield, Fire EMS Department, on August 3rd, 2021, from Firefighter 3 to Sergeant. We have the promotion of Cody Rich, the Fire EMS Department, on August 3rd, 2021, from Firefighter 2 to Sergeant. We also have the promotion of Kenneth Keith at the Police Department, August 31st, 2021, from Lieutenant to Captain. We also have the promotion of Josh McConnell, the Police Department, on August 31st, 2021, from Patrol Officer 2 to Sergeant. We have the voluntary demotion of Daniel Fay in the Sewer Department on July 27th, 2021, from Collection Superintendent to Field Inspector 2. We also have the voluntary demotion of Joel Dunmeyer at the Police Department on August 31st, 2021, from Captain to Lieutenant.
Commissioner Waters.
I just had a couple of questions. For number 6, the Frankfort Plain Board easement request, with this, is this the process they've been using, or like how accurate would that poll be? It's probably something that we probably don't have, but I was just wondering, because I read through it, it's saying that it's a poll that sends the data back to the office.
Oh.
And how accurate is that in a billing cycle as far as the numbers and bills are concerned? And is that the same process that they've used all over Frankfort? We're just adding one in the Bald Knob area because it's so far out, and it helps assist with maybe lack of jobs or people applying for jobs, and so maybe this is easier in that area, but will Bald Knob have accurate numbers and data importing from that?
I am unaware of that, but I'd be
okay.
happy to.
Do we need to move this off the consent calendar?
You know, we could, or if we just want to answer the question, if it's an easy question, maybe.
Easy question?
It's up to you if you'd like me. I can answer your question now, or
Sure.
that's up to you. Okay. The purpose of the pole being on Bald Knob is basically because of the height. So the higher the better, we can see further. It will be related to the AMI project that's similar that we're doing all across Frankfort and Franklin County. So nothing really unique about this site specifically, except for it's advantageous because of the height, and it's easy for us to get in and out of. as far as the data accuracy, I would expect it to be much better than what we have now. That's part of the reason we want to do AMI.
Okay.
Meters are newer. They're better. They're more accurate. We've had about 400 meters in place already. They've been in place for months. So we've been tracking that pilot area, making sure nobody's getting crazy errant bills. So that's gone well. So we're trying to build the network out in advance of putting out meters. That's essentially what we're trying to do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is that it?
Well, I have another, but I can wait till after we approve. It doesn't need non-approval. I move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
And we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. Okay, the consent calendar is approved. You have another question?
No.
All right. And next up, boards, we have the Franklin County Planning Commission appointment, Brent Swager, expiring July 1st, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to please call for a vote. Well, any discussion on that first?
No, I think Brent's great. Great job.
I'll ask the clerk to please call for a vote.
Commissioner Waldridge?
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner May?
Yes.
Commissioner Unger?
Yes.
Mayor Wilkerson?
Yes. And motion carries.
Mayor?
Yes.
I just realized one correction on the consent calendar. This is for Officer Josh McConnell. The promotion, we actually just have a wrong date, and
Yeah.
I completely forgot that. So if we could, that date should actually be
September 28th.
Yes, sorry.
September 28th,
Mhm.
2021. And if you all are in agreement with that, there's no need to take another vote as long as you all have no objection.
No objections?
Acceptable.
Just that technical correction.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
Good catch. All right, thank you all. And next up, action items.
Before, Mayor, if I may, before we get to the second reading of the first one, I wanted to add a little bit more information before Laura Ross reads the ordinances. We've recently learned that state government is willing, is interested in looking at allowing quadricycles on state roads. So we would like to continue negotiations with them and have an expanded area where the quadricycles could go. So we would ask you to not move forward a second reading at this time, so then we can get that figured out and bring it to you next month, the board next month.
Okay.
Could we not pass and then?
Is
I
it
know I
better-
brought this up in the last meeting because I wanted those connections to the state roads, and since we're sort of moving forward, could we just pass to go ahead and then just add the extension?
So, if I may, our concern is that if we go ahead and pass it this month, and then everything changes pretty dramatically by next month,
Okay.
it might create more confusion than it would be worth to go ahead and start it this month.
Okay, so now that it's hopeful, then we're able to, we might as
To
well
get a
wait,
complete
because I'd asked
picture.
for that. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Is there a follow-up meeting that's planned for that particular issue?
For, I'm not certain. I know that the meetings are ongoing,
Okay.
and I'm assuming there is one that is set up actually for, hopefully for very soon, because we want to, we made it clear that we want that to be a priority
Yeah.
to
Okay.
move forward.
I just know I am, and probably the other commissioners are getting questions about,
Yeah.
if and when that's gonna go down, so I just wanna be able to kinda update them on
Absolutely.
that, if there is any information.
People are ready to start.
I'm sure they are, and we'll keep you guys
Quadricycle.
updated.
And we have to understand that when we do a second reading, it does not automatically put it in. It must be presented in the newspaper and things of that nature before it actually becomes an ordinance in the city, which some people have gone against, but maybe they don't know the rules.
So are we okay to
Okay.
move this from the agenda tonight, or?
Mayor, I ask that we move upon the advisement of the city manager, number one, from our action items.
Okay. Make that, is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Second.
Second, okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, and no opposed?
She gave
Motion
thumbs up.
carries. All right, we'll talk about that next. Okay, action item number 2, another second reading.
An ordinance amending section 111.40 of the City of Frankfort Code of Ordinances relating to alcoholic beverage licenses. This ordinance amends section 111.40 of the City of Frankfort Code of Ordinances regarding alcoholic beverage licenses to add an authorized public consumption license with a fee of $250, to change the rectifier's license from a single $1,500 fee to a Class A fee of $3,000 and Class B fee of $960, to delete the brew on premises license, which has been eliminated from state law, and to add provisions regarding fees for supplemental bar licenses, the same as the fee for the primary drink license, and no charge in excess of $5.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Mayor, I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion on this second reading? Okay, ask the clerk to please call for a vote.
Commissioner Waldron,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson,
Yes.
Commissioner May,
Yes.
Commissioner Unger,
yes,
Mayor Wilkerson.
Yes, and motion carries. Action item number 3, another second reading.
An ordinance amending section 37.12A of the City of Frankfort Code of Ordinances related to holiday pay and holiday leave. This ordinance amends section 37.12A of the City of Frankfort Code of Ordinances regarding holidays to declare the 19th of June, Juneteenth, as a city holiday during which the public offices of the city shall be closed.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Ask the clerk to please call for a vote.
Commissioner Waldron,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson,
Yes, and I'd just like to say, great job, Commissioner Waldridge. This was very well done in a timely manner. Thank you for doing that.
Commissioner May,
Yes.
Commissioner Unger,
yes,
Mayor Wilkerson.
And yes for me, and that motion carries as well.
Thanks for everyone voting.
Next action item number 4, second reading.
An ordinance amending sections 111.15 and 111.21 of the City of Frankfort Code of Ordinances relating to regulatory licenses and itinerant merchants. This ordinance amends section 111.15 of the City of Frankfort Code of Ordinances to recognize potential exceptions to the requirement that a business license fee must be paid in addition to any regulatory license fee, and amends section 111.21 to apply a one-time group itinerant merchant's license fee of $250 to any event, including any permitted special event within the city, applicable to vendors selling goods, wares, or merchandise, including food or alcohol, require a separate license for each event and authorize sales only at said event, require request and payment for the license to be made at least 10 days prior to the start of the event unless the 10-day period is appropriately waived by the city manager, and expire upon conclusion of the event, and include a qualified new business license fee exemption. The previous provision authorizing a $150 group license fee applicable only to food and alcohol vendors at charitable fundraising or governmental civil events is repealed.
Thank you.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any discussion on this second reading? Okay. Ask the clerk to please call for a vote.
Commissioner Waldridge,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson,
Yes.
Commissioner May,
Yes.
Commissioner Unger,
yes,
Mayor Wilkerson.
Yes, and that motion carries. Next up, action item number 5, 2021 JAG allocation and memorandum of understanding.
And Mayor, this is just to allow our team to apply for an annual grant, the Community-Oriented Policing Grant.
Okay, great.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Do we have any discussion on this? Motion to approve the 2021 JAG allocation and memorandum of understanding. No discussion? Okay, ask the clerk to please call for a vote.
Commissioner Waldridge,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson,
Yes.
Commissioner May,
Yes.
Commissioner Unger,
yes,
Mayor Wilkerson.
Yes, and that motion carries. Action item number 6. We have a Frankfort Police Department handgun surplus order.
This, Mayor, is something traditional is done for the retirement of our police officers.
I move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? And the motion is to approve the sale of the surplus handguns to retiring officers. Without any discussion, I'll ask the clerk to please call for a vote.
Commissioner Waldridge,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson,
Yes.
Commissioner May,
Yes.
Commissioner Unger,
Yes.
Mayor Wilkerson.
Yes, and that motion carries. All right, that's the end of the action items. And next up, any new business?
Yes.
Commissioner Waters?
I just wanted to bring to your attention, Mayor, and also the city commissioners and our staff, that the Sunshine Center will be having an event in August, and they would like our attendance for us to table. I think this would be a great idea to support the Sunshine Center as a commission, and also give the opportunity for our new manager to meet and greet those folks that will be attending, as well as, though she's from the community, she's to get reacclimated with everyone in the community and who is now the directors of all these different things. And I would like for us to purchase a table for at least 8 individuals, whether that's some of the staff. Definitely one table person will be our city manager, and then maybe a mix of staff, commission, if you are available, as well as maybe a community member that would like to sit and represent also the city. I want to say the table is $400, and I could send that information over to Shermay, as well as you, the manager. But I think that would need, I would say, approval from the commission overall to approve that we could do that. So I would like to make a motion to purchase a table, which will go to the Sunshine Center, of $400 for a participatory of 8 people around that table.
What's the date of the event?
August the 21st, from 5 to 9 at Buffalo Trace Clubhouse. It's sponsored by Traditional Bank, and the food is provided by Community Q and entertainment by John Herod, Chris Fallis, and the Webb Brothers.
All right.
In the Sunshine Center in Buffalo Trace, they present a first annual Sunshine and Bourbon Bash to support victims of family violence.
Great.
And I said that I would bring it to our meeting as new business. So I'd like to
That's something
do
we
that
need
if that's
a
available.
motion on.
I think it's fine to do it. It makes it easier for us a little bit.
But I did want to ask that if we do that with the new city manager, is there a fund that we can set up that can keep us from doing this? And we have a line item for a lot of different entities, just to make sure that we know moving forward that we'll buy so many tables a year to make sure that our staff, some of our residents and people are sitting at that table.
Maybe we could do this outside of the commission.
Well,
voting.
that was
I
going to be
think-
my question.
Yeah, table of 8.
Solicitor
Yes.
Ross, is there are there any limitations with regard to what we can do for agencies who are receiving city funds in our budget or anything of that nature? I know we can't receive certain
Right.
Sure.
gifts and things.
There are actually no limitations. This is something separate. The events we've treated always as something separate
Okay.
outside of the monetary contributions that we make to the agencies. We do have a history and a tradition of purchasing tables at events. Am I right, Tremaine?
Yes.
So if we can get with the city manager and take a look at the best way to deal with funding these as we move forward into the future.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
great.
If we
And I
could,
think maybe if we do a couple a year and then the next year we do different ones, then it wouldn't be buying the same thing. But
Yes.
I'm sure you have a way of handling that. But I would like to purchase this table if possible.
can we amend it? Well, not amend it,
Amend
but not
No, no.
to say up to $400. And that way, if anybody wants to buy put in money on their own seat, and then they
Correct.
can do that. And,
Yep.
Yes.
how about that? So the motion is to. We have a motion.
The
To
motion
purchase
is
a
to
table
purchase
for the Sunshine Center event on August 24th for up to $400.
That is correct.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right, a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion on this motion? No? Okay. I'll call for a voice vote on this. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. Any opposed, say no. Okay, that motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, any other new business? No? Okay, any unfinished business?
I did have some unfinished business, Mayor. I don't see him present, but maybe the fire chief. Is Mr. Briscoe still with us? I'll give him a moment.
They're watching in the other room.
Thank you for joining us. I had a couple of questions, just in unfinished business, just back to sort of our retirements. That was just the two that were just presented by the mayor and yourself, as well as those others that were listed from the city manager. It does concern me. I know I'm excited that their retirement. That's awesome, hard work, and we appreciate them a great deal. But it does concern me in such a huge number all at once retiring within such short time. I know I spoke with you, I think on Friday, that I was going to bring this up, just to prepare a couple of questions so the community aren't alarmed with so many retirements, that they still feel safe, that all facilities are covered and manned appropriately. So could you just fill us in just a little bit of where are our numbers compared to now that we have so many people retiring in the next few weeks, almost a month, and are there so many in the pipeline leading up? And what can we do to help you in recruitment and retention moving forward? I know that's a mouthful, but just to make sure that we know that we're safe, we have everyone at every station filled, and that our community feels safe, that we have enough people and we're not burning out the ones that we have.
Oh, hey, that's a
It's a lot.
but yeah, we've been talking about it for a couple of years. That we knew we were going to start hitting high retirement just because of we knew how many people were getting hired. Like we said, from the 98, 2000s, 2002s, 2004s, you're going to see great big hire years because then Chief Posich got increase in personnel.
Okay.
So we were constantly hiring. We hit a little lull from the recession, and then now we're starting to get those numbers back up, and we're starting to see get more hiring. So in the 25, 30-year mark, they're going to be experiencing the same thing we're experiencing now. Is you're going to start to see a lot of retirements hit at the same time because of our numbers we hired.
Okay.
But currently, I think we've got 14 people in the pipeline. They're finishing up their hiring process with an anticipated start date of August 17th.
Oh, great. Okay.
I think as our current numbers sit, we're 10 total vacancies.
Okay.
And-
After this 14?
No,
Oh, before.
before.
Okay.
So this next hire group should bring us back up
Okay.
to full staff. But we've got to also understand that there's a 6-7 month lag to train them.
Right.
And quite frankly, we've just not been able to train enough people. This will be our second recruit process this year. We did 2 last year, and we did 1 before that. And it takes a lot of time. Fortunately, we do it all ourselves, so we're not really handcuffed by other organizations such as like the police department where they have to wait. So we can base ours off need and be able to take off. So we will. So like I said, we've got 14 in the pipeline, and so that gets 10. I got 1 coming in August 3rd, which is a lateral. So he's already trained and ready to go. So he'll be put on shift fairly quick. And then of the 9 remaining, a couple of them are alternates, because it's not uncommon for us to lose a couple people in polygraph, psych, and back medical physicals. So that's why we take the little bit larger contingency. And that pretty well kills our list. So we'll go and do another hiring process.
Okay.
And it's been this consistent, repetitive of advertise, test, hire, advertise, test, hire for the last, since I've been assistant chief. It's been an ongoing process.
Okay.
As far as station staffing, we've got mandatory minimums, which is 22 a day. And that
Okay.
makes sure all of our stations are staffed. And yeah, we're short, but it's going to rely a little bit on overtime and look at some strategic stuff. But this is probably the largest we've seen since the recession of being this short. But I've got faith in our younger people. They're going to step up, and we're going to make sure that our stations are staffed and runs are getting turned in. The only one that won't be will probably be our peak ambulance, which is Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And we'll staff it as much as we can with who we can get. But as far as emergency fire stations, they will be staffed. So, as far as what other questions did you have on recruitment? So it's nothing. We're still working on recruitment initiatives. We're starting to see a more regionalized approach, and that's been pretty heavy in the Central Kentucky area. Is how do we increase recruitment? Because it's not us.
Yeah.
Whether you look at the only ones that are probably not seeing the recruiting efforts are your big metro organizations, your Lexington, Louisville, Bowling Green, and it's because they're so large. They've got a lot of lateral movements, and they're more appealing to people.
Right.
As far as Central Kentucky regionally, we're pretty saturated with career departments, and you're starting to see everybody start to jockey pay benefits. It's a consistent every day. Department A increases their salary and benefits to recruit, and then everybody else does. So it's a consistent battle back and forth. And being in Central Kentucky, a lot of people don't have residency requirements, so ultimately it's going to who pays the best, who's got the best benefits, and whose run volumes are typically a little bit slower. Because it can get a little daunting, making the amount of runs that we see. So reaching out to the vocational school, we're still looking for that partnership to see if we can get a little bit more edge since we lowered our age to 19. That's always been a hindrance before we did that was, we can go recruit at the school, but you've still got a 3-year block of window that we really can't do a whole lot with. But so now that we're starting to get open back up, we're starting to build those partnerships a little bit more. So that's going to be back on the forefront. We've been pretty aggressive. We've changed our testing policy. This last cycle, we said, okay, don't worry about applying. Show up and take your test. We'll back up and get your application later. So we used to do one test. Now I think our last cycle, we did 6 or 7 test times to be able to accommodate more people. But we still have a pretty high fail rate in our test system.
I think that's nationwide though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know necessarily why, but I mean, it's pretty basic content, but it's fire related to a certain extent. But it's probably 30, 40, 45% fail rate as you go down through there. And we've, throughout the test time, said, okay, we'll give you more time. And that helped a little bit. We, again, offered more test dates. And it helped a little bit, but we still have a large population that will apply or say they're coming and just don't show up. So, and then we're going to start hitting with the opening of more of the fire-based conferences. We're going to try to start hitting those with booths and see if we can get some recruitment out of there. But for everything we think of, like I said, a lot of the stuff that we talk about is talked in the regional aspect, and the state fire commission is trying to work with us and do a state level testing to get a pool of people. But ultimately, it's going to boil down to paid benefits and retention strategies and who's going to give them the most for what they've got.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Thompson.
With regard to your work with the county and city school programs, now, and I understand that you've lowered the age requirements, but has there ever been anything that's similar to the Explorer program that the city police have done? Anything where they could intern and maybe do administrative work to get accustomed to the people and the life and everything else to be able to do that? I just wondered if that's ever been explored.
It has been explored.
Okay.
We had an Explorer post at one point, and it ended in disaster. That was really probably before my time in getting hired, and we researched it, and it was a partnership with the Boy Scouts of America.
Okay.
And just as we got ready to kick it off, it's been a couple of years, but there were some agreements and things that it just fell to the side. It's something it's worth looking at, but
I would encourage you to talk to Superintendent Kopp and Superintendent Barber. I know they are looking for moving kids in directions that they want to maybe go to Eastern or a school that provides those services, and maybe it's an investment in a kid that'll come back home and we'll have a tie here, not necessarily a money issue as well. So that's something that I would encourage. The other thing I was wondering was with regard to the number of retirees. I know we mentioned 8. I think you said there's
I'm sorry, can you guys didn't hear?
I said, I know you've mentioned 8 that are on for coming up in the next
Yes.
little bit for retirement, and there's more down the pike, I think, right? So,
So yeah, so we've got 8 this year. So next year you'll open the door for probably another
Yeah.
5 or 6 that are hitting these eligibility marks.
so with those retirements, are we going to see a number of administrative changes with regard to ranks and things of that nature to fill those roles, or are we allowing attrition and retirement to handle those right now?
So as you can see on you'll have 3. So we're filling 3 spots, and I think we would have filled the rest of them, but our promotional list, it's out of people. So
Right.
they just started taking their promotional exams today,
I gotcha.
and then we'll recycle those
That
back
was
through.
that was my
But at the end, whether it's anything short of administration, and even we're looking at administration people start rolling out to start filling some slots to alleviate some help. But unless you're in administration, you're filling any position that needs to be filled on the line.
Mayor, if I may add
City
a
Manager.
comment. In my discussions with Chief Briscoe and Chief Adams, the recruitment and retention is a larger issue. So I've asked them to work with Kathy Fields to develop a larger recruitment and retention strategy and look at a lot of options and bring those back to you all. I mean, there's been different ideas bandied about, explorers clubs or longevity bonuses or something. So I've asked them to get together and then together to form up some ideas to bring to the commission. Since this is, it's hitting the police department and it's an ongoing issue, so we might need to make some more structural, changes and incentives.
Well, I thank you. And in our last meeting that we had, the diversity meeting, I was really keen to having recruitment at Kentucky State, where it's just a city day where we can recruit, do a fair with all of our open positions for fire, police, and Kathy to be there with our HR department, and would love to maybe turn it into a city day at KSU where maybe we can have our city commission meeting there in the ballroom for the students to be present, and maybe a meet and greet on that day. So I'm gonna send that over to the city manager and see if we can make that happen, but just have a recruitment day as well as maybe our city meeting up there one day. So, thank you.
Is that it?
I think that's it, Chief. Thank you again.
Thank y'all.
That's all.
Okay. Next item up, executive session.
Mayor, I move we go into executive session per KRS 61.8101F, personnel discussion that might lead to discipline of an employee.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, no opposed. We'll now go into executive session.
Are we gonna stay here since she's on TV?
entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, motion to adjourn. We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No opposed? No. See you next time.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I was waiting long enough.